Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey man, long time.
Long time. It's been a good minute, hasn't it?
Yeah.
How's everything been going?
Oh, I'm pretty busy at the moment, man. We've been writing and writing an album at the moment. We just got to the end of it, so we got a whole bunch of demos to go through. Yeah.
Nice. So, are you just kind of writing music and then you'll just kind of cherry pick what you want on the album, or were you specifically writing to the album?
Well, we're not going to really pick them. So
Uh-huh.
tomorrow, and I was actually going to send you a link. I'm not very tech savvy, but I was
Oh,
going to
you're
send you a
good.
link tomorrow night. We're playing all our demos, which might be a little bit risky because they're very rough. But
Yeah.
we've got a bunch of people that we're going to do sort of a Zoom call, and we're going to basically get all of our friends, families, and people from the socials to pick the songs for the album.
Nice. That's really cool. And then you'll go in and like record them, or like whatever it is, whatever the next step is.
Yeah. So we're doing the instruments at a studio in Australia
Mhm.
called Ghetto Bird. I've got to plug them because they do everything for us.
Nice.
And we're going over to do the mixing and vocals in the UK.
Oh, wow. So you're going on a bit of a trip.
Yeah. That'll be early February.
Nice.
We'll be there. And the producer that we're working with has done a lot of work with like Asking Alexandria and that sort of stuff. So we're pretty excited about that. Yeah.
That's sick. How long of a flight is it to the UK from Australia?
Well, I mean, we done a small tour over there last year, or year before,
Hmm.
and it was, I think, about 15, 16 hours to Dubai, and
Okay.
then about 5 or 6 hours to the UK from there.
Oh well, that is quite the hike.
Oh yeah, but
That is that is that is a yeah. I'm stressing about the idea of whenever I come over to Australia, how long that flight's going to be. I couldn't imagine going from like Australia to the UK being yeah. That's a
we
bit of a
we
hike.
want to go to America. Like we've got our sights set on that at some point. But next, the 2024 is going to be back to UK. Oh no, not the UK. I want to go back to the UK. But we've got a few shows in Europe, and then possibly Japan late 2024.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Japan's actually got kind of a cool thing going on. They have a lot of love for more heavy metal bands, or harder rock bands, however you want to describe it.
The problem with that is our guitarist is like massively into Japanese metalcore,
Uh
and those, I don't know how you compete with those guys. They are absolutely insane. Like
right. Fair, very fair. Um so uh, you mentioned that this next album you're gonna kind of have your friends and your peers and like your supporters kind of pick what songs that they want. How long have you been working towards? How long have you been working on these demos?
I probably spent about 6 weeks, I think. So, which doesn't seem like much, but I stopped working. I built this little room. It's all soundproof and stuff, so I could
Mm,
just work on the songs. I'm not by any means an audio engineer, so I was just concentrating more on the songs than anything else. The guitarist would send me some stuff. So we started with the way that I started was with we had about 160 little bits and pieces
mm.
of like just garage band recordings, and we went through. So I went through all of those and just sort of looked at if anything had any potential. Then I went through 480 voice notes in my phone.
Yeah,
It took me about 8.5 hours. So I think for a normal person that's at work and stuff, it probably would have been about 6 months work. But I've done it in about, I'd say probably, maybe 4 or 5 weeks.
nice. Yeah. Hey, when you're passionate and you're trying to get something done, you'll get it done as quick as it takes. So,
Yeah, well, it's only a certain amount of time that my missus will let me have time off work. So
mhm. Yeah. Because I was trying to think the how long when we were, it's been almost, or no, not almost, it's been almost exactly 2.5 years since we've talked.
really,
Uh,
yeah,
because you were in, we were doing it in the or you guys were in a coffee shop or something.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah. And that, for whatever reason, out of all the interviews I've done, that one always stuck to me because it was just so random and out of left field. And it was like like, I think there was like 2 or 3 of you, and one person would get up because there'd be somebody at the register needing a coffee or whatever. And yeah, so.
Yeah. Well, how much has changed.
Yeah.
It's been a wild ride. Like I think when we spoke to you, we probably released a couple of songs on YouTube and stuff, and hadn't really done much.
Yeah.
And since then, man, it's been crazy. It's been so good. Like we never thought that we would be able to do the things that we've done.
Nice. And like being able to just kind of just go over to the UK to record, that's a huge accomplishment in and of itself. Just kind of having the funds and the means to be able to pull that off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was a hard thing, and that's what it was. Is because I was just talking to someone. It was pretty much around the same time that I spoke with you, and I was talking to someone on like just a Facebook chat, and he was a promoter, and I said to him, "Oh, if you could get us shows in the UK, we'd go over there." And then he said, "I can definitely get shows in the UK." He goes, "But like, don't expect many people to be there, and don't expect to get paid very well." And then I was like, "But you can book them, right?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, So then we went there, and that was kind of a snowball sort of thing of meeting the right people over there, to give us the opportunity to go back to do the recording and mixing in York in February, and also we got to play with Pantera, which was incredible. Nice. So yeah, it's all that little, everything just sort of fell into place, really.
Nice. And so gaining all this momentum, and now you got this new project. Are you guys playing shows consistently? Can where you guys are at like support you playing shows consistently, or do you find you have to be a little bit more tactical or thought out with how often you play shows?
100%. I just like what we saw is like, because everything costs so much money, and if we come and play shows, and the shows in Australia, they're good, like they're really good. Our local shows, get to capacity and all that sort of stuff, which is amazing. But when it comes to like touring and that sort of stuff, it costs so much money to go to that next place, and also with us, because like we have to work as well. So getting time off work and all that sort of stuff is difficult. A couple of boys have got kids as well, so we have to sort of weigh out what we want to do. So we're not doing a lot in Australia, but so we're sort of banking it all up to go back to Europe and do it over there, because it's still expensive. But if we spent 12 months touring, we'd be spending the same amount of money. Going over there.
Yeah. If you spent 12 months touring, you'd spend the same amount of money, but you'd also probably be struggling a little bit more than you are right now.
Oh, 100%, man. Normal life would, reality sucks, man.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the slap in the face that I deal with every day. Anytime I get up to go to work and it's like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to go. I want to go lay back in bed for 15 minutes and then get up and do a podcast or, whatever it is. And then it's like, oh, wait, that food I just ate for breakfast, if I don't go to work, I'm not going to have that food anymore.
Well, I'm pretty sure I wrote a Midwest emo song right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good. Oh, so what's kind of as you have everybody kind of looking through the demos for this upcoming album, what's kind of the timeline after that? Like, are you looking end of next year for this album, or?
No, we pretty much, as soon as the actual songs are chosen, I think we've got about maybe 5 or 6 weeks before we're in the studio to do the instruments. February the vocals go. I've got 2 weeks of vocals in York, and then yeah, the mixing should take a couple of weeks, and then we don't know what we're doing with release at the moment. We've got people sort of shopping it around at
Mm,
labels, and so and also like I have no idea about that side of everything.
yeah.
And everybody says that it's a bad idea to do an album because you're wasting your money and all that sort of
Mm,
stuff, everything, singles and all that. And they're probably right, but we just really wanted to do an album.
okay. But it's one of those things where if you're a band that's traveling out more than you're playing locally or domestically, you know, an album's not the worst way to go. And especially nowadays, Spotify is kind of leaning into the idea of bands still wanting to release albums. So they're doing like a rainfall or what waterfall release where it's like it'll release each song in increments and it still collects as an album.
Yeah, that was kind of my plan if the labels don't pick us up. That was kind
Mhm.
of what it's and probably do the videos and stuff. We're pretty lucky in that our guitarist has sort of picked up a camera and he's like really interested in doing doing videos because that
Nice.
saves us money and just gives us the opportunity to be able to release our singles every 8 weeks and then maybe do like a vinyl at the end or something like that.
Nice. Vinyls, man, vinyl is making such a comeback. It's really cool to go out to shows and see musicians selling vinyl and, it kind of being the preferred choice for musicians to spread their music now.
Mm. Yeah, I like.
So,
Yeah, listening to record is like a completely different experience. I thought it was just some bullshit my parents were talking about, but yeah, it really is. Like, I can like lie on the ground with some fucking headphones on and listen to. I've got an album of Flight of the Conchords, and me and my missus, we've just lay on the ground and just listened to Flight of the Conchords album.
nice. That's cool. That's awesome. That's really awesome. And so, um, obviously 2024, at least the beginning 6 months of 2024 is going to be very, very busy and very hectic. But what are you kind of doing outside of music right now? Like when you get a minute to step away, what are you into outside of music?
I try to ride. I like riding motorbikes,
Mm,
so I try and do that as much as I can.
nice.
And I sort of live near the coast, so me and my partner, we just try to get to the beach whenever we can. She's got big hours at work and stuff, so
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much that's yeah, all I really do. And I don't know, I'm obsessing at the moment over getting really good at guitar, and
Nice.
because our guitarist got a guitar endorsement, and and I just want to try and catch up to him. I don't think I will, but I'm kind of obsessing over that. So
Fair enough. So, are you just kind of like watching YouTube videos, or are you just practicing every day? What are you doing to be a
yeah.
better guitar player?
Well, I was thinking about getting like lessons and that sort of stuff, but all of my money's just been basically poured into this.
Hmm.
I pretty much just looking at songs and things that I just can't play. There's no way that I could actually play them, and then just trying to play them. And I can get to like 30% of that sort of stuff.
Hmm.
Um, and then I just want to slowly raise the bar. I hope.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. And then yeah, man, it's been such a great time chatting with you. Like you said, 2.5 years. It's been way too long. I feel like we talk and then we kind of get that start talking about the idea of doing a podcast, and then something comes up and it's like, okay, well, next time. And then
Yeah,
next time ends up being 2.5 years later.
yeah. Well, I mean, not to be a downer, but like the whole pancreatic cancer sort of, raising money for that. Like, two of my grandparents passed from that as well,
Oh
so that
wow.
was sort of, pushed me to sort of make the time as well. And also, I got not that many people will get it, but for I got asked to do Cameo,
Hmm.
um, and so I'll like donate all my money to the your charity from now till the end of the year.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Stuff as well. I don't think it'll be much because I'm not exactly famous, but every buck will help.
Yeah, for sure. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's kind of sad because before we started the stream and whatnot, I was kind of looking to see exactly when our last interview was, and I
Yeah.
pulled up the video and I saw that it was like literally the week before I found out my mom had pancreatic cancer.
Mm.
And you get like, you just kind of look at yourself and it's like different mind frame, different person, and then you kind of go like a month after and then a year after, and it's like, damn, I was a completely different person at that point,
Yeah, no, it's a heavy thing, man. Like I got a phone call last week or the week before, I think, saying that my mum had lung cancer.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and yeah, it does. It changes a lot of stuff. Hopefully she'll be all right. They haven't actually been able to get in there to like see what it is, but that's what they said it was. So they're hoping it's a chest infection anyway. But yeah, but it does like that. Because I live about 12 hours away from where she lives, so I was in the car in the morning, and they put my mind at ease now. But yeah, going through all that, it puts everything in perspective. And just like, yeah, you're just happy to have like every day,
Yeah.
with them, or even just you feel sort of so thankful for yourself to be able to just have it as well. Like just have the fucking day, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. It was I just remember the day that I got that call. It was I was 8 hours from home, like from where I live currently. I was at a buddy's place out in New Mexico, and I was doing like I normally do when I spend the weekend out there. We were doing like radio stuff and whatnot. And I would call my mom and be like, hey, just letting you know, heading back to Texas,
Yep.
I'll try and call you as I can, but just kind of giving you the loop. And she's like, before you leave, you need to pull over somewhere. I got something I got to tell you. And I was like, okay. I thought like my grandma had died, like something like
Yeah.
that. And then she told me, and I didn't know what to do with myself. So I just started driving home, which
Yep.
was the worst freaking mistake that I could ever make. Like I should have just hung out for a couple of hours and tried to compartmentalize what was going on and try and figure out, like what to do. I got a speeding ticket and I bitched the cop out. It was hilarious, like looking back at it. So,
So it sounds like you're pretty close with your mum.
yeah.
Yeah. Like me and my mum are like fucking so close. Like I'm a mummy's boy, like something fucking stupid. And that's what I said to her when I went to see her in hospital as well. I was like, I wish I fucking hated you.
Yeah.
It would make it so much easier, man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was, yeah, it's not cool. It's not fun. It was, it was just an experience altogether. And I really appreciate you taking the time to share your story and, like all the stuff you've been through and taking time to sit down and chat. I know it's been 2.5 years since we talked, but I've got a few different of your songs in my playlist and they come on from time to time. And
Awesome. Thank you.
it's always a treat when it does. So
that's the thing, is we write about all that bullshit that happens that, that's the thing that, when it comes to like writing lyrics and that sort of stuff, it's we write about what we do. So then if we play a show and if we're getting heckled, you're standing behind what you do. So you have the fuck you. But if you just write generic love songs about, hypothetical situations, which is, which I guess a lot of people do. But yeah, to be able to stand behind it, when you get up in front of a big crowd and you do a good job, that just, I don't know, that just means the world to me, man. Like it's fucking crazy, to be honest. I did not expect. Yeah.
Awesome. So if anybody wants to check out Adam's Parade or hang out at a show or listen to your music, anything you got going on, where's the best place to find you?
Like actual us as people, or just our music?
Your music, your social medias, all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm not really well PR trained.
No, you're fine. You're doing better than a lot of people. So
yeah, Instagram, Facebook. We'll be all over. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff in Europe next year as well. So you'll be able to definitely catch us there at a show. And donate your money for the pancreatic cancer. Nice. Is it a foundation or something like that? Yeah,
it's the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. It's they fund a lot of clinical trials to find a cure, and then they also provide support for families with like grief counseling and stuff like
Yeah, I
that.
think
So
that is such a great thing to have. That it's not just towards the research, but the after effects and the people that are around it as well. Like
yeah. Yeah, they definitely helped my family out, at least during the early stages of everything. And then once everything kind of transpired, they really stepped in and was like, hey, if you need anything, here's the people to call. So
yeah,
it was great.
Yep. So get a cameo from me. Just get me to tell off your boss. I don't know. Just
Nice.
tell if you got a crush on someone you don't want to tell them. I'll do it for you. It's 18 Australian, which is I think about $3.80 American.
Nice. Awesome. But really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and chat. We're going to do a little musical roulette. We're going to bring in our next guest, Magdalia, and we'll be back here in just a second.